The media cycle is easy to manipulate. Some people look to take advantage of it in an inauthentic manner. You have to think critically and not just believe every headline you see or read. Three things that are commonly used to manipulate our emotions and influence us socially and politically: women, children, and tragedies. Why women, children, and tragedies? The answer is simple. Most people are good people. Most people have a heart. Most of us have a soft spot for women, children, and victims of terrible events. And often, to take advantage of people's innate decency and compassion, photos and information are taken out of context or misrepresented or completely fabricated by the media in order to drive a narrative. Throughout history, there are many examples of this type of emotional manipulation, solely to influence public opinion and advance a socio-political agenda. So let's look at a few. You might have seen this picture, or this one, or this picture, or this one, or this picture. All of them were used to manipulate your emotions and make you feel sympathetic, as you should. But every single one of these pictures was taken out of context or misrepresented. The little girl on the Time magazine cover became the face of child separation at the border. But in actuality, she was never separated from her mother. But the media didn't report that until after they sparked widespread fear and emotional outrage. Ironically, it turned out that the girl's mother willingly separated from her other children when she left Honduras for the United States without telling her husband. The kids in cages narrative brought a lot of fake photos. This one started the outrage. Only problem? It was taken in 2014 during the Obama administration, which, by the way, began the practice of holding children and built the cages to hold them. Even Snopes admitted that. This video wasn't of kids in jail. It's actors from a Russell Simmons YouTube video. This picture was taken in Iraq, but that didn't stop celebrities from posting it on their Instagram accounts, claiming it was Hispanic kids locked up at the border and it was Trump's fault. This picture was used in the Syrian war. The father later said that the photo was being used against the Syrian army when the boy's family actually supported the Syrian army. Keep your eyes peeled for pictures of women and children. The media and politicians on both sides love to use them to make you feel a certain way and support a certain agenda. For an example of fabricating an event to drive a media narrative, we just need to go back 3 years during the 2016 election. James O'Keefe dropped a bombshell video appearing to show political operatives planning to stage violence at Trump rallies to generate unfavorable media coverage. Watch.
If you're there and you're protesting and you do these actions, you will be attacked at Trump rallies. That's what we know.
So that's part of the process of eliciting the reaction.
The whole point of it is we know that Trump's people will freak the out. His security team will freak out, and his supporters will lose their shit.
The media cycle is that easy to manipulate. Some people look to take advantage of it in an inauthentic manner. You have to think critically and not just believe every headline you see or read. The final thing I want to talk about is fake activism. The media and celebrities claim to care so much about women. Women's rights, women's empowerment, women president. But it seems like they only want women who follow their agenda, which means they don't actually care about their gender. They care about power, control, and their exact ideas. How do I know? Well, Marianne Williamson is a woman, but she talks about the overprescription of pills and how healthcare in this country doesn't include preventative measures of health. So she gets unfavorable coverage from the same media sites and political party that claims to love women. Tulsi Gabbard roasted Kamala Harris and questions the never-ending regime change wars in the Middle East. She's a veteran, Hawaiian, surfer, but her authenticity is enough for her to get ousted from the media's favor. They don't care that she's a woman. Wait, not her. Not all women, just women who agree with the exact agenda we're trying to push. Kellyanne Conway, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, First Lady Melania Trump. Of course, they will never get favorable coverage. Why? Because the media is just using women and women's activism. It's not about the gender or all women. They only want women who will parrot their exact social and political agenda, which would be fine if they didn't claim to love all women or be pushing a movement for all women. Just say your exact ideas. Say that that's your main focus. I'd have more respect if they said that, rather than pretending that their political agenda is the movement for all women. Tell that to Tulsi, Marianne, Kellyanne, Sarah, Melania, and hundreds of millions of other women around the world who don't fit that mold. Mass media and politicians use women, children, and tragedies to manipulate our actions, thoughts, emotions, and politics. Keep an eye out, keep an ear out, think critically, and never be afraid to walk away.